What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if the marketing for Alan Wake 2 has now begun. So, a few days ago, the first part of the story is actually a little bit old, and it's from February 1st, and Games Radar did a little interview, right? And they talked about Alan Wake 2, about how it's the biggest project yet, but a lot of it was focused on kind of like the mentality of the studio, right? Alan Wake never went away, and, we always kind of kept it in our brains, even with Control, and we always wanted to make in Alan Wake 2, and we always wanted to be like the best thing that we could possibly do. It was a good article, I'll say that, but it was also a very odd article because it kind of just dropped out of nowhere, right? Just this random interview from Games Radar, and then the Alan Wake Twitter account retweeted it and said, "Get ready," and that was on February 3rd, right? So that was 2 days after that went live. Now, actually 1 hour ago from when I'm recording this, we see another tweet. Look closely. What do you see? And you see a picture. Now, I joked, what do you see? I see marketing has now begun for the game. Some people think they see things that other people can't see, right? So you're going to have all that kind of stuff with a picture like this. Honestly, we can do a deep dive, or other people can do a deep dive. It doesn't matter. My purposes for this video is to just talk about the marketing, and it certainly seems like it's happening. This game has been labeled to release in 2023. They've said it for, I believe, more than a year now, right? Which is pretty bold because, we know gaming nowadays, right, could easily slip. And while I don't think Alan Wake 2 comes out before, let's say, August or September. This is definitely not just a second half of the year kind of game. I think this is a end of the year kind of game. I really believe that. But they've always seemed pretty confident, and they've never wavered from it. And now, within 6 days, right, February 1st all the way through now February 6th, we've now gotten an interview, them retweeting the interview separately 2 days later, and then 3 days after that, they do this picture. So it certainly seems like things are starting to pick up, and I'm all for it because I do think we need to see it. We technically have seen it once, and even if this game does come out, say in like October, November, right, end of this year, very end of this year, I still think this is probably when you start. We're in February. You show some sort of trailer, maybe gameplay. You start having your interviews, all that stuff, and you probably are still going to go away for a while, go dark, and then kind of come back right before the game comes out. It makes a lot of sense. So I would not be surprised if February, just in general, is a lot of Alan Wake 2, whether it be just from their Twitter or maybe there's more interviews coming that they've done. I do think we're kind of at the start of when they're waking up, stretching, right, and they're about to release stuff, which for me is very exciting. I talk about all the games that are coming out this year, but another thing that's exciting is we always get info for those things too, right? So you got games like Spider-Man 2 or even say Starfield. God knows when some of these come out, but you also know that there's a huge wave of like an info dump that has to come for a lot of these games, and that makes the waiting period a lot easier, and I think we're right there with Alan Wake 2. So let me know what you guys think of the game. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.